Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is FIRZANAH ZAHRA with ZULKIFLI 1171038. So today I would like to present about my academic writing proposal, which is personality and career decision making self-efficacy among pre-university students. First and foremost, research background. So career is an essential thing related with individual development. The development of career is involved with one lifetime from day of birth until death, includes during the school period. So, according to Sabuni, 2019, a career is a sequence of occupation of or activity that a person practices to carry out his or her duty over a period of time. In addition, self-efficacy means expectation refer to a person's belief concerning his or her ability to successfully perform in a given task or behavior by Bandura, 1977. So this shows that self-efficacy is important for a student because it depends on the level of belief that he or her will succeed in achieving the task required to make a career decision. So according to Chinwe 2017, student career decision-making self-efficacy also influenced by the personality trait of student. This shows how important the student personality in making career decision. So next is problem statement. So every year the number of STPM graduates were increasing. So this become concerning to unemployment rate in this country because in Malaysia more than 400,000 people, including job seeker at all times or employed, are reported to have 14.7 million capacity job as of June 2015. Worse yet, when the government state by 2020 the employment rate will increase due to the effect of COVID-19 pandemic. So this research is expected to have outcome about to gain knowledge about how self-efficacy in making career decision have relationship with personality among the student, and also increase the awareness about how important to make the right career decision. For the research question, the first research question is what is the personality among pre-university student? Second, what is the career decision making self-efficacy among pre-university student? Third, how relationship between personality and career decision self-efficacy among pre-university student? Next, what the differences of genders on personality among pre-university student? And lastly, what are the differences of genders on career decision self-efficacy among pre-university student? So the objective for the research is first to determine the personality among pre-university student. Second, to determine the career decision-making self-efficacy among pre-university student. Third, to identify the relationship between personality and career decision-making self-efficacy among pre-university student. Next, to identify the differences between genders on personality among pre-university student. And lastly, to identify the differences between genders on career decision self-efficacy among pre-university students. Next, research hypothesis. This study, the hypothesis is first, there is no significant difference in personality based on gender. Second, there is no significant difference in career decision making self-efficacy between gender. And lastly, there is no significant relationship between personality and career decision making self-efficacy among pre-university students. The significance of study is first to help school counselor to recognize problem student encounter in making career decision. This study will also offer knowledge to Malaysian Ministry of Education to enhance the country quality educations. And lastly, by knowing the differences of personality and career decision self-efficacy, self-efficacy between genders can help an organization to provide career opportunity to fresh graduates efficiently. Scope and limitation of study. This study is focused on the relationship between personality and career decision-making self-efficacy among pre-university students. A few schools at Macang, Kelantan may involve in collecting data, which Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Seri Intan, Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Macang, Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Hamzah dan Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Agama Wataniah. So this is theoretical framework, which is independent variable is personality, dependent variable is career decision making self-efficacy. Personality have five dimensions, which is openness to experience, conscientiousness, observation, agreeableness, and neuroticism. So next is definition, conceptual, and operational. For the first term is personality. The definition conceptual for personality is defined as psychological system of interest, perception, feeling, thoughts, and behavior which form an individual integrated and unique pattern of characteristic and inclination influencing every response of an individual to his or her environment. While operational definition for personality is personality of student based on these five domains of personality: neuroticism, extraversion, personal openness, agreeableness, and consciousness. Therefore, the researcher used the Big Five personality inventory to view student personality in making career decision. This inventory contains 60 questions items which divided into 5 dimensions of personality, which is neuroticism, extraversion, openness, agreeableness, and consciousness. Next, definition, conceptual, and operational for the term career decision-making self-efficacy. According to Bandura, self-efficacy is applied to a person's assumption regarding his or her capacity to accomplish a specific activity or action effectively. According to Abdul Hamid, career described as a series of individual perceived attitudes and behavior in integrated work-related activity during the life experience of a person. While according to Taylor and Benz 1983, career decision-making self-efficacy is having confidence in oneself to make decisions about a career on the basis of information gathered about the self, goals, and career options. So for the operational definition of this term is career decision self-efficacy is described on one's belief and ability in making career decisions. Career decision self-efficacy scale short form will be used to measure the level of self-efficacy among students in making career decisions. This inventory contains 25 question items which are divided into sub-skills, which self-appraisal, gathering operational information, goal sections, making plan for the future, and problem solving. So next is definition for student. For the conceptual, according to Oxford Dictionary, student is defined as a person who studying at school, college, or university, while according to Federal Chambers Advanced English Dictionary, student is defined as a person who following a formal course of study at a college or university. While operational definition for student is student mean individual who are studying in pre-university student or Form 6 in the district of Macang, Kelantan, who are around 18 until 20 years old. This study involves all male and female pre-university students in the area. So for the theory, this research will be used 3 theory, which is self-efficacy theory by Bandura in 1986. Second, social cognitive career theory by Len, Brown, and Heskett 1994. And lastly, Big Five personality by Gomberg 2020. Next is literature review. In this literature review, Chinyira 2017 conducted a study about the relationship between personality traits and career decision-making self-efficacy among male and female undergraduates in Malaysia. So the participant is 281 participants, which a second year at University Technology Malaysia. And based on the finding from the study, a structured evaluation model that shows strong significant relationship between personality traits and career decisions making self-efficacy. So this is a list for literature review that I use in this proposal. So there is about 11 literature review. For the Islamic perspective on personality, career, and career decision making is, first, according to Taqi al-Din an-Nabahi in his book al-Shakhsiyah al-Islamiyah, a person's personality is determined by the way of thinking al-Aqliyah and the way of behaving nafsiyah. In hadith, Prophet Muhammad was asked which Muslim has the perfect faith. His answer, he who has the best moral character. According for the career, there is an ayah that states that, so when you have finished your duties, then stand up for worship. Islam makes charity or work as an obligation that must be done by every in accordance with capacity and own ability. Some Ahlul Tafsir interpret that verse as, you Muhammad, when you have done the affair of duty of this world, then do the affair of the hereafter. And others says, when it's done, performing prayers. For the research design, this research will use quantitative design and use survey research as to describe the trend of the population. For the research location, the location of research has been selected by researcher in the school in Macang, Kelantan. There is 4 schools that involved in this research, which is Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Seri Intan, Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Macang, Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Hamzah, dan Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Agama Wataniah. For target population, population of the study is 320 students, while the sample size that required is 175 people. This study will use simple random sampling method, which is a technique that to select the sample, as it will be avoid bias and equally represent the population. So for the data collection, this research will use 3 instruments, which is first demographic scale for demographic information, while Big 5 Personality Inventory 2 to measure the personality among university students, and Career Decision-Making Self-Efficacy Scale Short Form to measure the self-efficacy, the level of self-efficacy in making decision among university students. So next, a pilot test was conducted on 20 respondents Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Seri Intan Macang, Kelantan. This pilot study was conducted to test the validity and reliability of the research tool to be used in this research. So if you can see, the Chromebook alpha for Big 5 personality is 0.7616, while for the Career Decision-Making Self-Efficacy Scale Short Form is 0.881. So the finding from the pilot state that all the items in this questionnaire have high reliability value, and all these questionnaire can be used in the study. So for the data analysis, these quantitative data collected were analyzed by using 2.5 of the statistical package of social science, SPSS. The analysis of statistical data obtained from the questionnaire was analyzed using statistical tools such as person collection, t-test, and regression. Descriptive analysis will be used to analyze the quantitative data. The descriptive method was used to identify the participant demographic information collected on demographic scale. The data are summarized and reported as frequencies, percentage, means, and deviation, and standard deviation. Regression analysis will be used in order to identify the correlation between independent variable and dependent variable. It's also explained how change in the value of manipulated variable can affect the responding data. So the primary, another test we'll use to compare the average score, and the significance of correlation will be test using t-test. So that's all from me. Thank you.